Welcome to Apex Philosophy, the perfect place to find motivation. Be sure to subscribe and listen every day so you can become your best self. Please like and share the video to help inspire others. Down with the patriarchy. Can we just take down the patriarchy already? I'm so tired of hearing people complaining about why they are victims of the patriarchy. All of these overweight people complaining about desirability politics. All of these confused people trying to figure out what their gender is and blaming the old social norm of binary sexuality on the patriarchy. All of these people complaining about how hard it is to pay the bills and blaming the patriarchy. All of these women that feel oppressed by men and blaming the patriarchy. All of these men feeling that it's hopeless to try to succeed. This whole striving to get equal outcomes and equal representation in positions of power and authority, and pointing the finger at the patriarchy for allowing such inequalities to exist, and in some cases claiming that the patriarchy is actively working against equality efforts to put more men at the top and keep them in power. As the divide between the haves and the have-nots is showcased more and more on social media, the have-nots have begun to blame their lack of success on the patriarchy. People all over complaining that there is this system, this cabal of rich white men, this patriarchy trying to hold back everyone else. I have news for you. The patriarchy does not exist. It is an illusion, a mask we have put on society so we can pass the blame for our suffering onto someone or something else. We use it as a way of explaining why we struggle, to give us a scapegoat, someone to direct our anger at, and yet it is just an amorphous being without a face. It is not one individual or a group of people. You cannot find any one person to pick out of the crowd and show their contributions to how they are holding you back and their role in the patriarchy. Life is hard. Every one of us has unique challenges to face. Each one of us is born with a unique social status and a unique genetic makeup, which gives us all unique talents, abilities, and flaws. Some have been blessed with beauty and others with intelligence and others with strength, and some have been given nothing. This is not the patriarchy. This is life. Life is innately unfair. Those that have been given talents and abilities should try to help those with less capability than them. But just because many don't, does not mean that some patriarchy is giving them advantages and disadvantaging everyone else. Humans are innately selfish, so without proper motivation, most will not help others. Humans have a nature, a way of being that manifests itself in behaviors. We are not programmed by society to behave the way we do. Much of our behavior is determined by our genetics. This is not to say we can't unlearn or change our behavior based on social pressures, or try to live more righteously. We all have the ability to change if we want to. One of the greatest parts of being human is our imagination. We can create whatever reality we choose. However, we must not overlook our innate nature. Because the patriarchy is not making men attracted to young, beautiful, friendly, nurturing, and supportive women, and the patriarchy is not making women attracted to wealthy, strong, capable, tall, dark, and handsome men, this is human nature. It has nothing to do with some patriarchy. You are not overweight because the patriarchy is oppressing you. You are overweight because you are human, and you have an innate desire for foods rich in salt, sugar, and fat. And other humans are in need of sustenance themselves, so they provide you with what you want most, with what you vote for with your wallet and your tongue. And this has fed into a cycle that creates the most delicious foods ever known to man, which play on our deepest desires for them, making it harder and harder to resist the temptations placed in front of us. This is not the patriarchy. This is humans being humans. In our continual push for a utopian society where everyone is treated equally and cared for equally, some of us have overlooked an important aspect of humanity. Humans have evolved over time to conserve energy, which makes us lazy in some aspects and inventive in others. This becomes a huge problem when we're trying to create equality amongst the people, because some people are more industrious than others and therefore feel like they should be rewarded for their efforts or ingenuity. Unfortunately, if we do not reward them, they will stop working and creating. Then we will all have nothing. This is the curse of being human. This is not the patriarchy. The patriarchy is not rewarding those who work hard and punishing those who are unable or unwilling to. The patriarchy is not rewarding the geniuses and creatives and punishing the average person. This is human nature. Humans being humans interacting with the free marketplace. The patriarchy is not putting men in power. Individuals are putting themselves in power. Individuals are working hard, networking, and making sacrifices, clawing their way to the top. Some individuals at the top are pushing back those that are trying to climb up. But this is not a coordinated effort by some patriarchy. This is human nature. Those with resources want to keep them. No one wants to give up what they have, and they are going to fight to keep what is theirs. In most cases, this means they have to outperform others to keep their job or their position. This has positive effects. This creates abundance. However, it also creates a social hierarchy. This is not caused by the patriarchy, but by competition. Human competition. Humans being humans. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he does not exist. If you want to blame anyone, you should blame the devil himself. You are not suffering because of the patriarchy. The Old Testament says that Adam and Eve shall work for the rest of their days for their survival by the sweat of their brow. This is the reality that we live in. A world where we have to work to survive. A world full of strife and suffering. Some created by Mother Nature, and some, unfortunately, created by us. We fear walking down the dark alley at night, not because of the patriarchy, but because of human nature. We are not afraid of the patriarchy. We are afraid of some other person becoming greedy and selfish at taking what they want from us without our permission. This isn't the patriarchy. This is sinners. And we are all sinners. We all fail at times to do what is right and support each other when it is proper to do so. I'm so tired of hearing these wailings and lamentations that the patriarchy is holding us down and oppressing us. The patriarchy does not exist. It is not an organization that we can attack. It is not a social movement that we can work against. It is human nature. It is our sin. It is our selfishness. It is our competitiveness, our laziness, our jealousy. It is our gluttonous and lustful nature. Stop allowing this illusion to confuse you and keep you trapped in a cycle of hate. Turn inward and fix your own sin, and you will have done your part to take down the patriarchy. Thank you for listening. Comment below. What do you think? Does the patriarchy really exist? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.